Hey guys, it's Toast again from Fishyaker. Today is January 18th, 2020. Let's take a look and see what currently is the least expensive bass jig that you can find online. So guys, again, it's mid to late January in 2020. I placed an order back on December 29, so this took 3 weeks to get to me. I got these actually on Aliexpress. At the time, they were the least expensive bass jigs that I could find online, either eBay or Aliexpress. At the time, I picked them up for $1.05 a piece. Came out to $2.22 with shipping on it. Came in one of those, again, cheap Chinese e-packets. Let's take a look at it. Again, I got two of them. And here you go. I've reviewed something pretty similar to these before. It actually showed catching fish on them. But this is what I got currently as the least expensive I could find. It's in that Leo or Leo fishing little Ziploc. Nice packaging of it. Here is actually the link we have for it right now for the listing. It's listed as Leo 7 gram or 10 grams, so you can get in two different sizes. Fishing lure, buzzbait, silicone skirt lures, spinner, bait artificial with jig head, hook mixed color for pesca, so for fish, if you didn't figure that out already. They actually have it as 5 stars. Right now it's still at $1.05 with free shipping. But again, these sites now do charge you shipping, whereas when we started doing these videos, they did not. There are currently on here 4 different colors available. And again, you can get it in either a 7 gram or a 10 gram option. For the description of these, if you go down a little bit further, again, it's a silicone skirt on it, flexible brush guard, but they call a strong barb jig hook. Let's see if that's changed. We'll do a little quick test on that. And again, specifications, silicone and metal. Then model 7A, 7B, 10A, 10B. Again, the 7 to 10 refers to the size in grams. So there we go. 7A, 7B is 7 grams. 7A, 7, and number 10A and 10B, sorry, is 10 grams. And again, you're looking at like this, kind of yellow and black skirt, red and black mixed skirt. Then like a chartreuse and white, and then like all sorts of different colors, like a green and yellow and orange and black on the jig heads. So let's take a look at these. Again, I've got the 2 different ones. It's listed on here, has some Chinese writing on it, and it's got the I guess that's a SKU on it. So this is a 7A. If I open it up, and on the back it's got a barcode, so if anybody's looking at getting some of these like for reselling, for instance, it does have a barcode if you want to try to put that into your system. Does say in here, made in China. I know we've talked about that before, about a lot of the lures we're reviewing. Kind of imply they're not made in China, but they really are. But taking a look at it, the skirt feels pretty good. The actual pieces of the skirt, the actual silicone, feels pretty thin actually, but it feels good. It actually has a really good feeling to it, really supple. But yeah, this is this is smaller version. It's a 7 gram, has like a natural colored band holding it on to the jig head. Like I said, the threads on it on the skirt are pretty thin, but that could be a good thing. It actually should probably have a good motion in the water. The brush guard on it here feels pretty good. Not a lot of strands in it, but okay, I guess. And then the jig head profile on it looks pretty good, actually. It's not chipped, and actually kudos for them. For instance, the eye on it actually isn't painted over. The hook, though, is pretty darn small. Feels like a fairly decent hook. It's got a little bit of flex in it. Got a good amount of sharpness on it. Feels like a probably dull up fairly quick, but it's kind of a small little profile on it. But that could be kind of cool. I like that because it's not, if you're downsizing, again, you can take it and you cut a substantial amount off of that skirt on here and still have a small, well-acting, well-performing jig. That's actually pretty cool. So total length of it on here, of the actual jig head, is about 3.5 centimeters. The skirt length alone comes out to about 6.5. So with the whole profile of it here, just under 8 centimeters total in size. But again, the hook is pretty darn small. So I mean, heck, if you're going for smaller bass or crappie or maybe smallmouth, that would actually be pretty cool if you cut it down, cut the skirt down a little bit on it. That's actually pretty cool looking. So yeah, I approve of that, especially at that price. So that's your 7-gram size. And then we'll pick out the 10 and see if it's too much of a difference. Again, big thing on that is just keep in mind it's got a really small jig head on it. So we're going here back to the 10. This head they gave me, in this case here, it's that really multicolored one on here. Hook is a bit bigger. You can tell the full jig head length on this. It's right around 4 centimeters. Skirt's pretty much similar. About the same size, 7.5 or so total from the tip of the jig head to the back of the skirt. The actual skirt feels very, very similar. Maybe a little tiny bit thicker in their threads, but pretty much identical though. I mean, it's really hard to tell. Looking at the jig head itself, still it's a good looking jig head on it. Pretty good looking plastic. No chips on it. And again, you can still thread your line right through that. It's not painted over. That actually shows, something. I got to give them some credit for that at least. Yeah, still small hook for what it is. But again, you can make a really, for the weight, I like that. You can kind of mix it up. Actually, then it's kind of cool. And having a really big oversized profile. If you want a smaller profile jig, that's actually pretty cool. The hook itself, again, these seem like better quality hooks than a lot of the stuff we're playing with. Similar hook, little bit scaled up. A little bit stiffer, not much. Still got some play in it, some flex in it. So, I mean, in some ways there, if you get this thing snagged up, you can probably, bend it straight to get it out if you wanted to. Heck, if you want to save it. Again, looking at about $1 for these. But, again, you can cut it down a little bit, make a little bit smaller profile on it. But it's still a bigger profile than the 7-gram version. But, again, they come in 7-gram, 10-gram version. Different colors on here. $1.05 still. It's going to ship to you in about 3 weeks, at least is what it did for me. They work. These will actually, do the deed. They'll actually work. I give it a thumbs up. But again, right now, at least when I ordered it, these are the cheapest bass jigs you could find online, either eBay, Wish, Aliexpress, any of that good stuff. Yeah, heck, they're worth it for that price, I guess. Just got to know they're not going to come to you overnight. So you got to give it some time, probably give it at least a month just before you start worrying about them. But comes out again, it shows Leo Fishing on the packaging. Good packaging. Point of sale also if you're trying to sell them. They do have holes and stuff. Heck, if you really wanted to, put them in your shop. But I'll definitely fish with them. We'll get some more videos out there using these and see how well they work. So take a look at them. I'll try to get a link and put it down in the description of the video. If you haven't yet, we ask you please give us that thumbs up, subscribe to the Fishyaker YouTube channel, and share us on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. And we hope to catch you on the water. Get out there. We're in pretty cold, nasty weather. It's snowing outside right now. But before you know it, I'll be down at the Classic down in Alabama, and we'll be back on the water doing a lot of great fishing, especially here on the Susquehanna. So more on the water stuff coming to you, and if you got any ideas for videos, let me know. We'll catch you on the water.
Fishyaker.com, the original kayak rigging video series.